Everyone, it's Combos with Kerry. Oh, tonight is so amazing. I am just looking forward to tonight. I've been so excited about our guest coming on. I'm going to tag her and hopefully get started soon. It's Combos with Kerry time. So excited about this guest. Just notifying everyone, letting everybody know that I'm on. And I'm going to do my little spiel. So, nope, not ending. Not ending. What's going on? Oh, there. I couldn't see you guys for a minute there. Okay, so it's Convos with Kerry. If everybody knows, my name is Kerry Wilson. I am your favorite BMC, your favorite behavioral management consultant, and I work with children, families, and youth who are having challenging behaviors. I help one family at a time reclaim their peace. And tonight is Convos with Kerry, and I started Convos with Kerry to have conversations for us by us about topics that are relevant to our families, relevant to our lives, and just helping us to share the knowledge and not be gatekeepers and be able to be our best and do our best. So tonight's guest is coming on. I'm so excited to have her on, and this conversation is going to go quickly, I know, but it's going to be very memorable and very informational for our community. So please share the live, and let's get this conversation started once our guest comes on. We're just waiting for our guest to come on now. And I think I see her, but I don't see a request. Because I know we have issues with Instagram about seeing our guest at the same time. Okay, is it letting you come on? It says that it's inviting you. So is it okay? Let's wait and see. Okay. It's not letting you come on? Okay. Cancel the request and try again. And I'll send the request to you. Let's see if that works. All right, so I sent you an invite. Let's see if that works. Oh, there it is.
Hello.
It's working. Yay.
I wish my lighting was as pretty, as bright as yours.
I just have a small ring light here that I'm trying to work with.
Yes. The room here is kind of dark.
Oh, no,
But yeah.
I can see you good. I could
You
see
can
you
see me?
good.
Okay, good. As long as you
Yeah,
can
I
see
can
me.
see you
Good.
good.
Okay.
I'm just going to let people come on in, trickle on in, and then we can start this conversation going. How was your travels? I know you guys said you've been traveling all day.
Yes, long day, layovers,
Oh, no.
delays. Had a layover in well, we actually had a connection in Miami, but it started storming in Miami.
Oh,
And
no.
so we had to circle the sky for a little bit. But interestingly, when we got there, we were supposed to like our gate. American Airlines told everyone, they said, "Hey, we have some people that have some really close connections.
Hmm.
If you don't have a connection, sit down. You know, people
Listen.
don't listen. Everybody stood up. Everybody had a connecting flight, child. And but our gate was originally, we came in on, I believe, D41, and our connecting flight was supposed to be, the gate was supposed to be D49,
Hmm.
and we ended up having to change it to, they ended up changing it to D4.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so Everybody's running through the airport. Of course, I can't run.
Yeah.
So finally we found somebody who was actually had one of the go-karts, had one of the
Yeah.
go-karts, so we were able to get on a go-kart and make it. So
Oh
yeah.
my
So
gosh. Thank God. You had a rough day, right?
yes.
So how is everything else? I know Cannes looked beautiful.
Oh, Cairns was
You,
amazing. The south of France was amazing. I can't wait to go back. I'm already planning my next trip.
oh,
So I'm
nice.
really excited about that. And I'm here now in Colombia and just started my first day here and
Oh,
really excited.
what are you doing in Colombia?
We vacationing, honey. We is
Oh, you're
vacationing.
busy? Okay, good.
We is
I love
vacationing.
I love that because I thought you were working again. Is Madison with you?
No,
Addison?
Addison is at home,
Okay.
probably jumping for joy. I told him, I said, listen, you I said, you better not have any parties. He said, all I can promise you is a clean kitchen.
At least it gave you something. Okay. Okay, so the it's very just a conversation. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, give us some background. I'll give you one question and then we'll go into the conversation.
Yeah, so everyone, if you are new here, I am Shantaquilette, known on the internet as Hey Shanta Q. I first like to really talk about who I am versus what I am.
Yeah.
So I am first and foremost, I am a mother, I am a wife, I have a blended family of seven, six girls and one son and two grandchildren, and I have been married to my amazing husband for uh 24 years now, but we've been together 25. Yeah,
Oh,
25. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
wow.
I think I might be a little bit off on the number as the calculations off, but we've been together a long time, child. And so I have a background. Traditionally had a background in accounting. Got a undergrad in accounting and economics and criminology, and then I got a master's degree in forensic accounting and finance. I worked for the federal government for almost 17 years through
Oh,
different agencies, but the longest agency was the IRS, where I held multiple roles. I started as someone in accounts management. I did a little IT work, and then I went to revenue agent, to revenue officer, and I was in collections until I retired in 2021 after I had had my second stroke on the job, which retired me.
mhm.
From there, I started my brand, Girl Be Natural. I have a nonprofit. I'm the executive director of a nonprofit called the Pink Peppermint Project. We provide programs, resources, and services for women with metastatic breast cancer and their caregivers. Recently, we've scaled back a little, and we have one program which is called Mint with Love, where we've sent over now, I believe, 10,000 packages, care packages to women all across the country to make sure they feel word meant, motivated, inspired, nurtured, and transformed. And then how you know me, hey Shonda Q, the comedian, Addison's mom, what people call me, health advocate, inspire, cultural shifter, um,
So
your
what
good girlfriend.
when did that switch? When did it switch from I know you had to retire and then what was the was it like you were getting better from the stroke and then that's when you kind of after you started getting better you fell into social media or was social media a plan?
So social media was something that fell in my lap. So it was not something I planned for. It was not something I decided to say, hey, I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to be a social media creator and I'm going to make this my career. No, I was going through a deep, dark space in my life. You know,
Mhm.
I had just recently
Hi.
transitioned from my job. I retired and my children, they were home during the pandemic. We were all home together. And my daughter and son, they started asking me to participate in these TikTok, as I was like Tic Tac, these Tic Tac challenges. and I started participating in them. And then I had a deep desire to get on the app on my own. And I
Mm-hmm.
started enjoying it. And then I became an active user. At first, I was just, right now, I really don't have a niche. I just, I am the niche. I am the niche. Shantaquilette is the niche. And so I was doing all these things, cooking, all the things I enjoy, decorating, cleaning. And then I started using my gift
Mm-hmm.
of laughter and joy, something that I've always embarked on since I was a very little girl. I've always been a
Yeah.
jokester. I've always loved comedy. I've always loved to make people laugh. And now I'm here making the world laugh, but also uh, amplifying an important message with that, how important laughter is and how healing it is to your soul.
It is definitely you. I mean, I came across your page and I love it because I have four sons.
Wow, that's a lot of mustiness.
So it was those little skits with your sons. It relates to me. And then just watching you and hearing your journey, and just like the last video really touched me. I'm like, oh my goodness, 2 weeks of being in turmoil with your body and you didn't even know it was happening. So just tell us, let's go. We'll just dive into everywhere because you have so much to discuss and I love it. So we'll just go at where the conversation takes us. So for me, it was what your last video was about, just letting us know 2 weeks you were in turmoil, having a stroke. It was as a stroke, or was it
It
a heart
was it
attack?
was it was a heart attack. I had a
Oh,
heart attack before I had a stroke.
okay. So yeah, tell us more about that.
So although I had symptoms for 2 weeks and I did
Mm-hmm.
not know I was having a heart attack, my situation pans over almost 7 to 8 years,
Mm,
where I was actually going to doctors, um, telling them something was wrong, and I was being dismissed and misdiagnosed and told that I was too young, told that I was stressed, told that I was doing too much, told everything but what I was supposed to be told, that I had a underlying heart condition. And
mm,
so instead of listening to myself and trusting my intuition,
mm-hmm.
I started gaslighting myself like the doctors were doing. The doctors were
Yeah.
gaslighting me, and I fell into that trap of not trusting my own spirit and my own intuition. And 2 weeks prior to my stroke, I started having symptoms. Now I did work for the IRS, so
Mm-hmm.
um, being out in the field was something that I did weekly, and
Mm-hmm.
so um, I attributed that to me doing too much, my work, being out in the heat, uh, and then essentially said that I was having the flu. I thought I was
Yeah.
coming down with the flu because I was having flu-like symptoms. I was
Yeah.
having nausea. I was having um, chest pain and stomach aches and headaches and things like that. Things that you would have if you were having the flu.
Yeah.
And it was up until my husband called my daughter and told my daughter to take me to the hospital, that I started getting jaw pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that wasn't, I knew
Normal.
that wasn't normal. I knew
Yeah.
that wasn't normal, but I never thought that I was having a heart attack. Even with all my symptoms and my chest pain, I never thought that I would have a heart attack. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe they would tell me that I had acid reflux or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but it was never the thought that, oh, I have heart issues, because nobody in my family that I knew of
Yeah.
had heart underlying health issues. I learned later that was not the case. My
Mm-hmm.
mom, my dad, and grandparents and great grandparents had heart attacks, and my great grandmother had congestive heart failure, all these different things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I went to the hospital and was told I was having a heart attack. Stayed in the hospital. Still, after that diagnosis, I was still told really that there was no damage to my heart, and I still needed to make some drastic changes in my life. One in which was my weight.
Mm-hmm.
I was obese at the time. I had gained about I'd already gained 60 pounds, and then no, at that time I'd already gained 60 pounds, so I didn't gain the other weight until after my stroke. So I'd already gained 60 pounds because when I initially started having the heart palpitations, I was exercising one day
Oh, okay.
at the gym, and I went to a cardiologist, was referred to a cardiologist, and was told that I had exercise induced arrhythmia,
Mhm.
meaning as I exercised and my heart rate started to elevate, so
Yeah.
did my blood pressure. So did my blood pressure. And so when my blood pressure was elevating, that's why I was having those palpitations, the doctor
Mhm.
said. And but there was something brewing. It was something
Mhm.
brewing. It was something much worse than I thought, and the than the doctors thought. And had my heart attack. Like I said, I tried to make changes, tried to lose my weight, tried to lose the weight, but I just did not have the willpower, didn't have the strength. Listen, I'm a busy mom. I got a lot on my plate, right? Um, I don't, my doctor told me to quit my job at one time. Quit. You need to
What
quit your job. Like, okay,
what
in what
age?
real world?
What age was this? What age did this happen?
39.
39. Okay, so
39.
your kids were still, you still needed to be a mom.
Yeah, still
They
need to be a
weren't all
mom.
big.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, so um, and then 9 months later, uh, I ended up having a stroke on the job, and that basically retired me. I was incapacitated on the left side. A lot of my stroke affected my cognitive ability.
Hmm.
So it was really, really hard for me to work and, just do basic, I was accountant, I'm an
Yeah.
accountant. So
You got to use you
you
got to be
definitely
quick.
need to add and use the analytical side of your brain.
Yeah.
And that was not an option. It affected my right side of my brain. I wasn't able to multitask. There's a lot of physical and cognitive issues that I still deal with today.
Hmm.
And but glory to my God.
Yeah.
He had something much greater for me to do. So,
What
I'm doing it and walking in it.
So the fall, so so you went to the hospital. They said that you had, like, was it a mild heart attack? Like,
It was a mild heart attack.
so then they sent you home and said, like, how long did you stay in the hospital in that time
Five
period?
5 days.
And then they sent you home and said, make changes to your weight, your life, your lifestyle, everything. And
Quit your job, make some changes,
yeah,
drink some water, run around the block,
no
comb your
follow-up,
hair,
no
comb
cardio
your hair,
follow-up.
make sure you got mascara on both lashes and put on some red lipstick.
So no follow-up with no cardio follow-up. Like,
Listen, I was with a cardiologist. This is the craziest part of my situation because I was literally dealing with a nightmare cardiologist. I call him
yeah,
Dr. Kevorkian. If you remember who Dr. Kevorkian
I know
was,
who that is.
that's
Yeah.
Dr. Death. That's who I was dealing with. Literally. But when I had my heart attack, because this doctor had took me he had took me through the ups and downs emotionally,
Yeah.
right? And I remember even one time challenging his assumptions, and he literally saying, "Look at me," leaning over to me and saying, "Aren't you an accountant?"
Oh
I
no,
mean,
he
just
did it.
he absolutely did. And so what was so disheartening about that situation is I felt helpless.
Yeah.
I felt intimidated.
Yeah.
I didn't defend myself. I didn't fight for myself or advocate for myself as I should. Now, I was going to the doctor every time something was going wrong with me,
Mhm.
but I did not have the confidence to say, okay, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I need to find me another physician. I didn't do
Yeah.
that. So even up until the time that I had my heart attack,
Hmm.
my hospital is connected to the cardiology unit that I was going to.
Yeah.
Right when I was admitted to the hospital, the acting cardiologist on my floor was my doctor.
What? So they would have known, he would have known your history and
He
knowing
knew
your,
my history, and so that's why it was easy for him to dismiss.
yeah.
Like
Oh my
my
God.
family, literally my entire family, like
Yeah.
my two of my good girlfriends, my husband, my mom and dad, all my children, my grandmother were all in the room with me when the doctor came in and was like, I told her that she needs to lose weight. I told her that she's doing too much. I told her that basically this is all her.
On you, on
And
you.
and
Not the.
if she wants to resolve it, then she needs to put in the work to do that. And that's also, it's very, like, I can look back in hindsight and say, yeah, I should have been working out and trying to lose weight and eat better. But at the same time, there was still an underlying
Yeah.
issue that was brewing, and I was only making it worse because I was stressed out. I was stressed
Hmm.
out because I didn't know what was going on with me. I still had to report to work. I'm going to work and I'm missing work, but my doctor's saying ain't nothing wrong with me. And so I got all these things going on
Yeah.
that I have to battle every day and still be a functioning adult in society.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and all that stuff just kept brewing and brewing and brewing. And luckily I was able to live. Like, my heart
Mhm.
was going was under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And fortunately, after I had my stroke, I was able to get a good set of doctors who were able to do the testing, do the work, and determine what was wrong with me. That I did have an underlying health issue. I was also able to determine that I have a genetic condition, an uncurable genetic condition. Now that I've mitigated,
Yeah.
and which was passed on through my father. My mother now has high blood pressure. My grandmother
Mhm.
has high blood pressure. Like, I learned all these things that I believe why it's so important for people to sit down at the table and talk to their family and know what their family history is so essential, because all this time I was going to the doctor and I'm filling in the blanks. I'm saying, like, hey, the heart disease, nope. High blood pressure, nope. High cholesterol, nope. I'm checking no on everything. So really, in 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 real time, when I'm talking to the doctor, he's like, okay, you are a 32-year-old healthy woman, healthy athletic, because I was in shape at the time. You're a healthy
Mhm.
athletic woman with no underlying health issues, no family history.
Mhm.
Maybe you are a psychotic. Maybe you are psychotic. Maybe you are crazy. Maybe you need a straight jacket, because that's what it started to seem like. It started to feel like that the doctors were basically saying, thinking that I was crazy. And it was all in my head.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. If you're just joining us, we are with the amazing Shanquille. How do you say your, like, tell me how to say it.
Girl, you got me on here. You don't even know how to say my name. Shantaquilette.
Shantaquilette. This is a unique thing. I have not heard this name in my 45, 40, wait, 48 years.
Honey, yes. Listen, look, round of applause for 48.
So I love it, Shantaquilette, Dr. Shantaquilette, and she's done so many amazing things. If you have questions, please put them in the question box. We will get to them if we can. But as everybody's going in, it's hard to keep up with the conversation. So if you have specific questions, please put them in the question box. It has a question mark on it, and you can get it there. There's some great comments. I see beautiful name. You needed to have somebody there to support you. You don't need nobody telling you that this and this and this is what you need. And it's so true. And this is why I encourage our people, when we go to the doctor, to bring someone else as a note taker, so that you can focus on attacking the questions that you need and addressing it without trying to remember what the doctor's saying, remember this, and hi, Pamela. So all the things that are happening. So it's so good to bring somebody else with you, or record it, so that when you leave it, you can you can listen to it and go back to it. So now let's get into when after you had that, you made these changes. I think I picked you up at once you were on the weight loss journey, and I think it was before you took the medication, but you were starting the journey, and you were doing your stuff. Most of your stuff was in the kitchen at that time.
Yeah.
When I jumped on with you, you were in the kitchen most of the time. So what happened? So what did you have to change? Is there a lot of things you had to change about your
Girl,
diet?
I had to become a new person, child. Listen, that to flip me inside out and flip me outside again, flip me inside out again. Basically, I came to a point where my health was deteriorating,
Mm-hmm.
and my wonderful doctor, Angela Huff, neurologist, black neurologist here in DeSoto,
Nice.
Texas, now retired. Um, she held me accountable. She held me accountable, and she advocated for me, and was like, "Girl, if you don't get it together, if you don't lose this weight, you
Mm-hmm.
know, your future doesn't look bright."
Good. Yeah.
And basically, she was like, "If you try," and in the words she said, basically, if you trying to get to if you trying to get to an early grave, you already got one foot there, basically.
Ooh. Okay.
And so I started really working hard trying to find ways to lose weight, and I couldn't do it on my own. I tried, and for someone who was athletic prior to gaining all the weight, I was athletic. Like, people, like, they look at me now and they're like, "How do you know all this?" Like, I was athletic. I ran track. I was in the gym. I was in 24-hour fitness. I did shadow boxing. Your
Mm-hmm.
girl had muscles, all these things. So I knew, I knew how to eat. I knew how to plate my food. I knew all those things. But
Yeah.
once I started falling into health issues. Um, it just started going downhill, and I just didn't have the willpower. And there were so many other things. There were so many other things. Get out of here. There are so many. I'm like, didn't I tell you that I was doing a podcast? Still won't come in here with that. All the
Hi,
bathrooms in
hubby. Hi, hubby.
here. But I did not have the willpower. I did not have the strength. I did try to go and talk to a doctor about getting weight loss surgery, and then was
Mm-hmm.
told I wasn't a candidate for that. And then it just became really depressing and debilitating for me, because I wanted to live. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
and here's the thing: I wasn't one of those. I wasn't one of those women. Like, I was body positive.
Yeah.
Like, big girl, okay, I'm gonna be big, big. I'm gonna Lizzo all the way, okay.
Yeah.
But the doctor was like, "Hey, this is not gonna work out for you. I don't care how happy you are at 300 pounds. It's just not gonna. It's just not gonna work out for you. It's just
Yeah.
not gonna end. It's not gonna end well." And so she was like, "Hey, once we got to the point where I couldn't get the gastric bypass," she was like, and I wasn't able to work, because I was incapacitated. So I was,
Yeah.
could barely walk and was in pain all the time. And she was like, "Hey, and I forgot to mention, I was climbing into type 2 diabetes." So
Okay.
that was
So you had,
that was the conversation. That was how she was like, "You got one foot in the grave. Now you done had a heart attack and stroke. Now you're going into type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes increases your risk of heart attack and stroke, and you've already had one. So,
mm-hmm.
where are we going here, right?"
Yeah.
And so I was like, I definitely don't want that to happen. I want to live for my children, my grandchildren. You know, I had a whole new view on life. My mortality was right in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, let's try Saxenda. And I got Saxenda. Well, I tried to get Saxenda. It was too pricey for me. Then she was like, let's try Wegovy. Wegovy was too pricey. My insurance wouldn't cover it. And then we
Yeah.
got Ozempic. And I
Okay.
started on Ozempic basically at the beginning of 2022,
Okay.
and had been on it up until 2020 October of 2023, when I plateaued and it wasn't working anymore, and the doctor thought that I still needed to lose some more weight. And so we tried Manjaro, and I got put on Manjaro, and I lost some more weight, and now we're down 160 pounds. And I forfeited the medication in February, so I am what I call it, raw dogging. That's my favorite word. I'm raw dogging this thing right now. And I have changed. I did a total 180. And
Yeah.
so this is all me. This is all willpower. And I'm grateful. And now I have encouraged so many other women to do the same. And
Yeah.
so much so I created a grown woman reset,
Yeah.
and we have 100 women in the group. It was all just, I love my I don't even call it, I don't even know followers. These are my friends. These are my
Mm-hmm.
friends. that I say, I always like to say I work for them. I'm, they're my boss and I'm the employee and I work for them. And anytime I'm in my story, I'm just talking about, casually things that I'm doing. And I started talking about this froyo that I had on my cruise in May and how I just had too much froyo and I was enjoying the froyo too much, and I thought I saw a little, I thought I could pinch some skin on the side, and I'm getting ready to do this raw diet that I created, and the ladies were like, "Can we do it with you?"
Oh, that's so. Oh,
They were in
that's
my
nice.
inbox. I was like, "Can we do it? I want to learn. I'm having challenges. I'm in perimenopause. I'm 50. I'm 60. I'm 70. We have women as old as 78 in our group.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and it's so amazing because I mean, you can live at any age, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You here until you're not here no more, right? And as long as you're
Exactly.
here, you make the best of it. And so these women and my friends in this group, a lot of them have never done a diet before. This is
That's
the first,
tough.
and not only have they never done a diet before, they're doing raw food diets.
I don't know. I was gonna join it too. I'm like, oh, I don't know about raw
I
foods.
mean, raw food for 14 days. Raw food for 14 days and absolutely amazing. We had one lady, and we have Anna. They're my two, Anna and Pamela. They're my standout. They're my standout chicks. But Pamela lost 12 pounds in the first 2 weeks. She
Wow.
lost 2 pounds of visceral. She lost 2 pounds of visceral fat. We have women that have lost 8, 7 pounds. They like, I've never done a raw food. I've never done a raw food diet. I mean, these ladies are going to the store and making raw. They're making walnut meat. They're making walnut meat and lettuce wraps. I mean, they're following it to the T. And I had put a little. What was so interesting is that I just put a few sample menus in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Hey, we need something." So I went back and I was like, "I want to make sure this is good. I want to make sure this is something they enjoy, because
Yeah.
that's one thing about food. And when you've been a big girl, we love food. The taste, the smell, all of it.
Yeah.
My two sit right here. They wait for me to come back any day, and so." Um, I was like, I want to make this fun. I want to make this nutritional, but I want this to be something they enjoy. And this is
Yeah.
something that they can do and that they can stick to it.
Yeah.
And now outside of these 14 days, these ladies are still going beyond the 14 days. They're making conscious choices, because it's not about just losing weight.
Yeah.
It's about being able to make a conscious choice to
Yes.
change your mindset, which is
Yeah.
the most difficult thing to do. Because
Yes.
it's a lot. When you've been eating, listen, when you've been eating like me, like I was, Little
Mm-hmm.
Debbie's and Swiss cake rolls and all these different things, it's like you can't just go cold turkey, right?
Yeah.
It's hard,
It is.
And so sometimes it takes multiple times to get it right, and that's okay. You
Yeah.
know, do your best. And so I'm so glad that we have so many women who are willing to make this change, willing
Mm-hmm.
to even just give it a try, like even
Yeah.
just to even put the first foot forward to say, I want to try something new. And so the 14-day reset, anybody want to participate in it, all you have to do is type the word reset anywhere on any comment on
Mm-hmm.
my page. Type the word reset and we will send you a link. The book is $5.99. It's 51 pages. And you also get a cookbook. You get a 14-day cookbook that I created. It's an ebook. It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing. It ain't fancy, y'all. It's $5.99 now. It's $5.99. Because people are like, why did it got no hardcover? I thought it was coming back. It ain't got no ribbons on it or nothing. I thought it was no. Why you ain't doing no audio book for it? No, it's $5.99. It's $5.99. And you can't type reset here. You got to type reset and go to
On the
my
page.
page.
Yeah.
Go to my page and type reset on like the most recent post. Just type the word reset. Everybody's gonna be like, "What? What's that? Reset Addison? Why they want to reset Addison?" But type yes. Ain't that
Mr.
Mr. Dallas wife? If Roy Williams is Mr. Dallas, then I'm his wife.
No,
But
so yeah, that was amazing. I saw the group. I did, I think I got I have to go through it. I really have to say that I got it and I still have to go through it because I want to start slowly because when I was younger, went through the gastric bypass surgery. So I
oh,
know that you have to do changes and it's lifelong. It's nothing, it's not a short.
lifelong.
Yeah, it's a lifelong, it's a consistency, it's consistent changes that have to happen. And as you get older too, your body changes. Like you
Yeah,
can't, metabolize it as fast as when you're younger. You don't even can't eat certain things anymore because it doesn't agree with your stomach anymore. So it's a whole thing that happens when you get older. And now we're going into the perimenopause. You are the
yeah,
one on here that talk, and I love it because I didn't know much about it. I don't know when I started, but I know that I'm in it. And I just love hearing and seeing you talk about it and I know you make light of it, but it's still very, conscious, as into I'm going to
yeah, yeah. It is. It
share
is.
it.
It could be somebody compared it to postpartum depression. I seen the other day. It can be debilitating. You know, we all
Yes.
have different symptoms and we all go through it differently, but yeah, and that has a huge part on losing weight. And I want to address because Nikki Fisher said that she was asking questions and I had to go back and scroll up because I want to be
Oh,
very
let me.
attentive to the people who are on here.
Okay.
She said, I lost and gained weight over the years, but with age and health issues, the weight isn't coming off fast enough this go round, unfortunately. And that happens. It happens.
Yeah.
As we age, as our estrogen decreases,
Hmm.
so does our metabolism. And so a lot of times we have to do different things. We have to find when they say eating for your body type,
Yeah.
it's a true thing. You
Yeah.
have to really learn your body what you can eat and what you can't eat. And sometimes you might have to hire a dietitian or a
Hmm.
nutritionist that can help you with that. Now, I know with the raw food diet, it is like I said, it is a tedious thing. So but everyone who has been able to participate and do the 14 days, they have found success. It can be challenging that first 7 days, girl. You gonna think you gonna want to put a straight jacket on. You're like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? What is my body doing? How can I do this? But
Uh-oh. I think she's frozen. Let's hope she comes back.
I think okay,
I think you
we
were
froze up a little.
frozen. Hang on.
Yeah, you were frozen.
Nikki has specific questions.
Um,
So this is
yeah,
Nikki Fisher's question. Since you lost the weight and living a healthy life, are you still type 2 diabetic?
no, I actually listen. I'm actually in remission, girl. So I was so my A1C was at a 7.
Mm,
I am below pre, so I'm like 5. My A1C is like 5.1.
okay.
So
That's great. So great. She also said,
I reversed my diabetes.
do you have food cheat days?
Do I have food cheat day? Of course I do. Of course I do. But it's still good food.
Mm,
So somebody asked me the other day. They said, "Is there one food that you loved?" And y'all gonna laugh at this, y'all. Don't laugh at me and don't judge me. Somebody asked me, "Is there one food that you loved that you cut out 100%?" I said, "Of
mhm,
course." Child, I used to love chitlins, y'all. Every Thanksgiving and every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, you could count on Shanta having a bowl of chitlins,
mhm.
begging my grandmother to make them. And so I had to cut that all the way out. I had to cut that all the way out. Now, I will have one thing that I do love is boudin. I love boudin. And when I go to New Orleans, I try not to get pork boudin. I might try to get like shrimp boudin or like gator boudin, but I don't eat it. I don't eat it every day. So you're talking like I haven't been to New Orleans since May.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's frozen again. You were frozen. You were frozen.
Yeah, I don't deprive myself, but I also don't eat bad. So I am still a conscious eater. Even when I
Mm.
travel, I'm still a conscious eater.
What is boudin? Yeah, what is that? And chitlins? What's chitlins? Oh, she's frozen again. I will ask her when she comes back.
Dirty rice, dirty rice and sausage. dirty rice, and so you get sausage, or it might be gator, or it might be crawfish, but it's dirty rice.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, dirty rice. And what is chitlins?
Chitlins, girl, is pig intestines.
Oh, okay. My background is Caribbean. My background's Caribbean, so I believe we have something like that, but it's not called that, but yes, okay. Pig intestines. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's pig intestines, y'all, with
so
a lot of hot sauce, y'all.
okay, okay. I'm glad that's out of your diet. So what age did your perimenopause start? Because I know for me, I I think it started like around my late 30s because I had my twins in my 30s,
Okay,
and I think it started like later 30s, closer to
so
40s.
I
So,
did not start experiencing symptoms till after my stroke. So it like
okay.
literally like why after my stroke my body shifted. And
Okay, she's frozen again. Let's hope she gets back. We see it turning. Sorry, you were frozen. Say that again.
you said what now?
You were frozen, so say that
I said,
again.
oh yeah, I said I was 40. So I was 40 when I started perimenopause.
Okay,
So
okay.
40 41 when I started perimenopause, yeah.
And your symptoms,
Somebody
I
say,
know
y'all that old auntie? Yes, we that old. Old enough for the reason, young enough for the cause. Okay.
exactly. We are youngins. We are not oldins.
Somebody just said as young, not as old, as young as we are.
What year did you have your weight loss surgery? Are you asking me? Oh, well, it was
So
me.
Nikki, she's talking to Nick. She talking to you, probably.
I believe I had it in my late 20s because I was like over 300 pounds at that time. So I believe I had my late 20s. I had it before my twins. I had it. So yeah, so late 20s or mid 20s. So it's
Yeah.
been a while. So I've had some time to adjust to all of it. So let's go a little bit into why you choose. What do you think for Black women? Do you think that the perimenopause information is out there, or you feel like we need to be having more conversations, more knowledge around it? Because I know for me, I didn't even know much about it. My mom didn't talk about it much. I don't think she went through it much because, again, symptoms are different for everybody. My sister talked about it a little bit, but she also didn't really talk about it because she didn't have much symptoms. So I think do you think we need to talk about it
Oh,
more and
absolutely,
more?
absolutely, and I think the conversations are being had, and people are being more open. I know a young lady that's doing the We Do Not Care Club, where they're actually
Yeah, I
having
follow
fun.
her too. I
Yeah,
follow her
they're
too.
having funny and open conversations about perimenopause, and really finding a way for us to communicate and be seen. I started a perimenopausal brand back in 2019 called Girl Be Natural. We're getting ready to rebrand to Curology Wellness, where we have products that focus on women in perimenopause. And what most people don't know is that Black women, their experience is much different than any other demographic, because a lot of time, well, it's not a lot of times, perimenopause, those symptoms are increased by certain factors like
Yeah,
stress. And
yeah.
so our stress levels are a lot different than any other demographic of women. And so and I learned that when I was creating my brand, that Black
Hmm.
women experience perimenopause differently. And a lot of times we're the number one, we're also the most misdiagnosed,
Yeah, yeah,
and so when we do come in with the symptoms, doctors push them aside and tell us to drink some water and
yeah.
take an aspirin, and all these things. So I think more conversation can be had, and I think that we're in an era where that's happening. You
Hmm.
have people like Halle Berry and Natalie Portman and
Yeah,
Oprah and Tamzil Fadal, Dr. Marie Claire. All these conversations are being had by big influencers, and so just Melis, like Melanie Sanders said, we're putting the world on notice. We're
Hmm.
letting you know that these are the things that we're going through, and these are the challenges that we're having, and we need help. And we not, and we don't, and it's outside of just we don't care. We need to have solutions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women are suffering in silence. We're
Yeah.
saying we don't care about all these things, but no, I don't want to be. I just thought about this the other day. I was like, no, I'm not. I don't have perimenopause. I'm evolving loudly. That's what I'm doing. I'm evolving loudly because I don't want to have hot flashes. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to, um, I am concerned about how I feel.
Hmm.
All that I've been through, I
Yeah.
am concerned about how I feel, and I want to feel good. And I
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't want to be. I don't want to have these debilitating symptoms that are keeping me from living my best life. And
Yeah.
also, I know somebody has said something.
I'm glad you're
I was
taking
saying
care of it,
something
Nikki.
about. I was saying something about my I had came home and I had yelled at my son, and it was like a skit or whatever. And they were like,
Yeah.
"Well, your children have caused you hell all these years, so that's okay if you yell at them, and that's okay if you make them feel bad because they made you feel bad." And I'm like, "No, it's not okay. It's
It's
not
not
okay.
okay. No.
It's not okay for me to take my bad day and put it on somebody else." Tabitha Brown says it good. You go ahead and have a good day, but if you not, don't go make nobody else's day bad. I think,
Exactly.
and I stick to that because
Yeah.
I'm having a bad day. Nobody else deserves to have a bad day,
That's right.
and I stick to that, and I try to make sure I'm conscious of that. No
Well,
matter how I'm feeling, nobody deserves to feel bad because I do.
and that's exactly because the work that I do, because I am a behavior management consultant. So I work with children and families and youth who are struggling with challenging behaviors. And yeah, like you, just because we are struggling does not mean that we have to make everybody struggle
Right,
and
sure,
miserable in the
right.
process. So
Yeah, go
yeah,
sit
I
on the
love,
bed, close the door, drink some cool water. But everybody
yeah,
else ain't got to. Ain't no. Everybody else ain't got to feel the funk because you feeling
exactly,
it. Yeah,
exactly.
um,
So
and yeah. So yeah, I think.
thank you. Thank you, the woman shows. Yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much. Today's a loving the
yeah, I think we have to
conversation.
have more of these conversations, be open, and that's one thing about me. I'm very open. I'm very transparent. I'm not ashamed of what I'm going through. I'm not ashamed of what I'm going through, and I want people to know that it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah,
And because you're not feeling okay, um, that doesn't make you not normal.
yes,
We all have bad days. We all are going through this, and I'm glad that we have this type of awareness now that we can come together, we can bond, and we can talk about it. But as much as we talk about the symptoms and what's going on, we have to talk about solutions. We need to know,
yeah,
women need to know that there are solutions out there, and you don't have to suffer, and you do not have to suffer. You do
yeah.
not have to suffer. There's all type of things um, that are out there.
There's a great product that we have in Canada because some of your products don't transfer over here,
Yeah.
but there's one small black-owned business that I use because it's a feminine wash. It is so great. I love it. The Dynasty it's called. And if you
Okay.
want more information about it, I will tag her because it's really nice. It's no natural and it's just light because yes, that happens with menopause. Like our body odors, our pH balance get thrown off, and it's not the nicest. So we've got to take care of it. We've got to, I'm at the stage where I want to use a lot of natural things. I don't want to add any more chemicals or added chemicals to what we're doing or what I'm doing. So I love a natural product. I love a natural product. So if you are natural products, send them my way. I love them. And I was looking at,
Absolutely.
some of the stuff that you talked about in regards to the women chose. That's right. Yeah, natural is good. What is the product? I will tag it. So I will tag it after I repost this. So tell us a little bit more about your your overall, like, how do you put out so much content? I need to know because I'm new to this. So I was like, wait, another video? What? Another video? What?
I
Another? You're
I
just
think the difference.
amazing.
I think the difference between me and most people when it comes to content is that I'm not trying to I'm not trying to achieve any goals. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make more money. I'm not trying to get more views. I'm not trying to, I'm simply making content because that's what I love to do. And
Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
enjoy to do. So it's easy for me to do it and stick to it. When I
Okay.
love my job, why I was great at my job and I was the best at what I did is because I love doing it.
Okay.
I love my job. And so I didn't have to be pushed to do I didn't have to be pushed or coached to go to. Uh, can you hear me still?
No, not you. I was talking to my son.
Oh yeah. Get out of here. Can't you see I'm on this? What's wrong with you? But
Exactly.
anyway, that'd be Addison. He come right in. I've done so many podcasts where he done open the door and he like, uh, can you give me $20? I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like I really believe that somebody switched you. Um,
We love it. We love our Addison. We
Yeah, we
love
love him.
our
We're like, but
internet
what is the
son.
reason? I'm like, yeah, like, oh, that's my baby. I love him so much. Um, but
He's
yeah, I
internet
love
son.
to.
He's everybody's internet son, I swear, because everybody loves, even all the comments were, where's Addison? Where's Addison? Where's Addison?
Addison, listen, I told you, for y'all who just came on, I'm out of town, and I told Addison when I left last night, I said, Addison, don't have no parties in my house, don't have no girls in my house. He said, the only thing I can promise is a clean kitchen. That's the only thing. So the only thing I can promise is your kitchen gonna be clean when you get home. I said, listen, okay.
And I know, so
Uh,
you're going to be, so you're definitely, because it sounds like you said that you're going to be relaunching your Natural Women products, and I definitely want, let me know when that's happening. I will share, will post. If it can be shipped to Canada, I'll be purchasing it.
absolutely.
But yeah, so what are some of the things that like you've changed who you are for the sake of where you're at now? I've left it in my young, what would you, okay, so let's rephrase that. What would you tell your young self about perimenopause to prepare them? Because now you know a bit more. What would you tell your younger self?
Girl, get your body right now. Cut that alcohol down, start eating right, start talking to your doctor now, start getting the blood work done, start, asking for the test, getting your LDLs checked, getting your estrogen levels checked. Be prepared. Be
Mm,
prepared. Start exercising and taking care of your body now.
yes.
Start eating right. One thing I found about hot flashes is that sometimes they are food induced. So if you are eating spicy foods, that can increase your hot flashes. And if you are not drinking enough water, if you're dehydrated, that can cause your hot flashes to increase. So make sure that you're eating right, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking your supplements now. Get you some of that magnesium glycinate. I always say it wrong, but get you some magnesium. Start doing your ashwagandha. Start doing all those things, meditation, all those things now. But really start having the conversation with your doctor now. If
Yes.
you get ready now, if you stay ready, you don't have to get
Get
ready.
ready. Hi, Erica. We had a conversation with Erica, and she talked a little bit about her stages too and how she was handling it. Yeah, water. So okay. Thank you for letting me know that because I'm going through hot flashes, and so okay, drinking more water will
Yeah, liquid
help
IV
me.
will save your life.
Oh, liquid IV. Okay,
Liquid
okay.
IV is so good, but dehydration is key when
Hi,
it comes
Erica.
to hot flashes.
Yes, so I definitely understand. Okay, thank you. And so what are some of the other things that, like what in regards to, I see now that you said you want to, what are some of your new goals? Because I see you want to do a TED Talk was your last goal. So what are some of the things that you have just now evolved into? I'm no longer focusing, I don't have to focus on doing for you. Now you're doing for yourself. You don't have to do for
Yeah.
someone else. You don't have to work for someone else. You don't have to do this. So, what are some goals that you have now just evolved into because of where you are at in your life now?
So here's the thing. No, you're not too late. It's not too late for magnesium and
No, it's
ashwagandha
not.
because magnesium is good for your bones and it helps you sleep well too, girl.
Yeah,
So you can
yeah.
take it. You
I
can start taking
I
it
take
now. It
I
helps you
take
with energy and
magnesium.
it helps you with your mood. So yes, Lord, yes. So here's the thing. I'm I
No,
want
sorry,
my family.
we're not having anybody join. This is just a conversation between myself and Shanquella.
Thank you, Bill. Maybe next time, boo.
Yes, next
Um,
time for sure, for sure.
uh, I walk by faith, not by sight, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And
What the young
so
people say, clock it, clock it.
clock it, clock it, clock it. I walk by faith, not by sight. So uh there are a lot of things in my that are the desires of my heart that I have. And if those desires are in the will of God, then they
Mhm.
shall be, right?
Nice.
And so I can say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. My passion is to continue to be advocating for women.
Hmm.
Uh, Write a book.
Oh.
Uh, I love writing and I love comedy. So I love Southern Gothic, but I
Mm.
also love dark comedy. So if I could, and I like mockumentaries too. So uh, I love writing.
I
So
love
if
a
I could
documentary. I
if I
love a
could
documentary.
write, produce, and direct my own TV show like Quinta Brunson and Issa Rae, then that is one of my goals. But I want to be a household name. I want to be a known as a true change maker when it comes to women's overall health. I'm health, harmony, and humor, y'all.
Yes.
Health, harmony, and humor. So that's
Love
me.
that. And I mean, that sounds amazing. And I love Issa Rae. So we're putting it out there. If you're
Putting it
listening,
out there.
if it comes across your page, Issa Rae, or anybody knows Issa Rae, please connect because we need more of you guys
What's up,
in
Issa?
TV. We need
We
more
talking
of you
about
guys in
Amy.
TV. So, okay, there's some, I'm missing some comments and questions. So, loving it. Somebody wants to write a children's book. Yes,
Write
we're
your
going to
book.
go.
Write your book. Put it
Write
out
your
there. You can
book.
do it.
Do it.
Write
Do
the
it.
book. Make it plain. Start
I
today. You start
I
writing your
love
book
it.
now. Go,
Yes.
go get you some crayons and colors and all that kind of stuff. Some magic markers and start writing.
Yes, I
Get
so
your
agree
vision
with it.
board and put it out there.
And there's another comment I'm missing. I think it says it's hard to see my comments. I don't know why
My
it's hard.
gums and teeth I have weakened since menopause. Do you have any tips to help with that, girl? Go to a dentist. Cause I listen. Go to a dentist. Now, I'm not a medical doctor. I play one on TV, on the internet. I play one on the
I'll
internet.
give you what I do.
I play
But I definitely
PhD, not
suggest going.
MD, MD.
Yes, never
But
too
no,
old.
go.
Exactly.
I would say go to the dentist because your enamel does weaken
Yes.
as you age. So
Yes.
I would definitely go see a dentist, girl. I came one
I
time. I got like I'm still trying to find my side teeth, but
Thank
that's
you. I also I do some oil pulling. Coconut oil pulling is really good. I
oh,
also
that is
do
good.
some activated charcoal as my toothpaste and my toothbrush. No longer use Colgate, those kinds of toothpastes. I use non chemical toothpaste, and those have really been helpful. So the oil pulling, definitely
Oh,
try
you
coconut oil.
lost bone. So I've lost bone too. And so
Mm-hmm.
what I've been told, when you lose bone, you have to actually go to a what is
Specialist.
it? A specialist, a surgeon. You have to go to a surgeon and you have to have that surgically done. So
Yeah, so
but
definitely check in with your
you have to go
dentist.
to a specialist.
What the heck? These comments are going fast today, boy. So, but yeah, so definitely,
The orthodontist.
yes,
But I want to say
orthodontic.
because my friend Portia, I know it's like she's an orthodontist, but this is like something special, some surgeon. But yeah,
Yes,
yeah. But go to your dentist and have them refer you out. Yeah, because
and
I want to get because I have bone loss and I want to get implants, but in
mhm.
order because I do have bone loss, I have to get a special surgery before I can get implants.
Yeah, me, I have to, yeah, my teeth too, definitely. Trying to
Yeah,
protect those teeth. I want to go into older age with
yeah.
my
The teeth will
teeth.
save your life, y'all.
I know, this is new to me, Ellie, because, thanks for
Yeah, with the
telling me.
social care, we just ignore them. I ignore them. I'm
Yeah.
used to them. I just ignore them. I don't even pay attention to them.
But, so is there anything else before we wrap up? Because I thank you so much
No,
for
just
being
thank you
on.
so much for thinking enough of me to invite me on your show, your wonderful show. Um, and I hope
My little
that
show.
everybody on here you receive something. I hope that you evolve from this conversation and keep on watching. Hey, Shantaquilette, as I continue to grow, continue to
Mhm.
watch Your Life. What
Yeah.
is it? Your Life KWK.
It's
Follow if you're on here.
Convos with Kerry. Convos with Kerry.
Follow with Kerry. So if y'all on here, Combos with Kerry, follow Combos with Kerry. And I'm proud of you and thank you for shooting your shot and reaching out to me. Because I always love meeting people. Like I said, I don't network. I don't network. I'm just out here soft launching my personality and taking in good energy.
People are asking what magnesium do. I use a Jameson down here. What brand do you
So
guys
I,
use
I
in
do
America?
nature. So I do Nature's Plus, but I also do I do Nature's Plus, and then I do Anna Anna's Naturals.
Mhm.
Anna's Naturals is a lotion and a spray because I do